Okay, so today we're going to have a little look at sketching linear graphs. So we're going to have a look at what y equals mx plus c is and how we can go about sketching linear graphs. Okay, so first things first, if you are stuck or if you need any help, feel free to email me or leave it in the comments below. And let's get started. So have a go at this starter. So you've got to sketch the graphs of x equals 3 and y equals 7. Okay, so if a graph is x equals 3 or x equals any number, that means that it crosses the x-axis. So it cuts the x-axis, and here it will be at 3. So this is a graph of x equals 3. And as you can probably already guess, the graph of y equals 7 or y equals anything will cross in the y-axis at 7. So that is a graph of y equals 7. So I hope you got them, and it's pretty straightforward. If you've got a graph of x equals 4, it will be like the x equals 3 line. It will be vertical crossing at 4, and y equals anything, there'll be a horizontal line. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at sketching linear graphs that aren't just horizontal and vertical, and first of all looking at it through substitution. Okay, so here you're asked to draw the graph of y equals 2x plus 3 for the values of x from -3 to 3. So we're going to have our grid here, and we are asked to do it from -3 all the way till 3. So we're going to substitute in -3 instead of the x here. So that will basically give us 2 times by -3 plus 3, that's -6 plus 3, so that -6 plus 3 is just -3. Yeah, that should be a -3. The next one is -2. Substitute in -2 into that. So you'll get -4 plus 3, so that should be -1. And then -1. Substitute in -1, you get 1. Substitute in 0, and you get 3, and so on. And then you get all your different coordinates. So here are all your coordinates that you're going to now plot. So you're going to plot -3, 3, that you go left by -3 and down -3. So that is your point there. -2, -1, that's down there. -1, 1, 0, 3, and so on and so forth. Then you need to just join all those bits up and get your line of y equals 2x plus 3. Okay, so your turn, pause the video, get some grid paper and have a go. Okay, so hopefully you got these as your values from -3 to 3. And then these are your coordinates. So you just need to plot them now, and you should get a line that looks something like that. It crosses at 4 on the y-axis, and this is what its slope is like. Okay, so this is through substitution, where you put in the x value and you get out the y value. Now, the next way of sketching linear graphs we're going to have a look at is through using y equals mx plus c. Okay, so what is y equals mx plus c? Well, y equals mx plus c, all it is just a format of how we write linear graphs. So we had y equals 2x plus 3, we have y equals 3x plus 4, we had all the previous ones that we had a look at, like this one was y equals 3x plus 4, this one was y equals 2x plus 3, and now we're having a look at it in the format of y equals mx plus c. So m is the gradient, yeah, it's the gradient. What that means is that it's the slope of the line, and it's always the coefficient of x. So it's always a number that is left multiplied by the x. And c is the y-intercept. It is always a constant and it's a number on its own. Okay, so here you've got y equals 2x plus 3. 2 is the gradient. What that means is it's the slope, and it's the rise divided by run equals 2. So every one along you go 2 up. That's what that means. And 3 is where it crosses the y-axis. So it crosses the y-axis on 3. Okay, so here you've got to have a go at finding what is the gradient in each of these and what's the y-intercept in each of these lines. So with the first one, the gradient is 2 because it's the number behind the x. Y-intercept is -2. So have a go at the rest of them. All right, on this one on the right, the gradient is just 2/5. The y-intercept is not just a half, it's -1/2. Crosses at -1/2. So be careful of the signs. Here, the gradient, don't be fooled. Here, the gradient is 3 because 3 is the coefficient of x and the y-intercept is -7. Okay, and here, this is not in the form of y equals mx plus c. It's in a random format. So first of all, we need to write it in the form of y equals mx plus c. So move the x to the right, you get -x plus 11. Gradient is -1 here. There's a hidden 1, and the y-intercept is 11. Okay, so I hope you got those. And now we're going to learn how can we go about plotting this line. So y equals 3x minus 1. How can we plot it but without using substitution? Okay, firstly, we have to realize that the gradient is 3 and the y-intercept is at -1. And so we're going to start at -1 on the y-axis. So we're starting here because we know that it crosses at -1. And we know that for every 1 we go across, we must go 3 up because the gradient is 3. And so we go 1 across, 3 up, 1 across, 3 up, 1 across, 3 up, and so on. Okay, and just join all your points up and you have your line of y equals 3x minus 1. All right, have a go at this. Y equals 2x plus 3. So we realize 2 is the gradient, 3 is the y-intercept. We start at 3. We know the gradient's 2, so for every 1 across, we must go 2 up. So 1 across, 2 up, 1 across, 2 up, 1 across, 2 up. And just join it all up with a straight line. Okay. Okay, so pause the video and have a go at this one now. Just have a grid in front of you. Firstly, realizing that the gradient is -2 and that y-intercept is 7. So we're going to start at 7. And here the gradient is -2. That means for every 1 across, we must go 2 down. Okay. And then just join all those points up. Now we have to try to plot the line of y equals -3x plus 9. So we start at 9. And the gradient is -3, so 1 across, 3 down. Yeah, and then just join those points up. So that is your line of y equals -3x plus 9. And just in case you've already forgotten, y equals mx plus c is used for lines that are diagonal, where m is the gradient, the slope of the line, and the gradient is gotten by doing rise divided by run. If it's positive, it will be like a staircase. If it's negative, it will be like a slide, and where c is the y-intercept. And that just means it's where the graph cuts the y-axis. Okay, so I hope that made sense, and that is the end of this video.